Chapter number 4, Animal Kingdom. When you look around, you will observe different animals with different structures and forms. As over millions of species of animals have been described till now, the need for classification becomes all more important. The classification also helps in assigning a systematic position to newly described species. Basis of classification. In spite of differences in structure and form of different animals, there are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cells, body symmetry, nature of coelom, patterns of digestive, circulatory or reproductive system. These features are used as the basis of animal classification and some of them are discussed here. Levels of organization. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are as loose cell aggregates, that is, they exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor activities occur among the cells. In Coelenterata, the arrangement of cell is more complex. Here, the cells performing the same function are arranged into tissues. Hence, it is called tissue level of organization. A still higher level of organization, that is organ level, is exhibited by members of Platyhelminthes and others higher phyla, where tissues are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for a particular function. In animals like annelids, arthropods, molluscs, echinoderms, and chordata, organs have associated to form functional system. Each system concerned with a specific physiological function. This pattern is called as organ system level of organization. Organ system in different group of animals exhibit various patterns of complexities. For example, the digestive system in Platyhelminthes has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus and is hence called as incomplete. Our complete digestive system has two openings, that is mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types. First, open type, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in it, or closed type, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters, arteries, veins, and capillaries. Symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical. That is, any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into two equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called as radial symmetry. Coelentrates, ctenophores and echinoderms have the kind of body plan. Animals like annelids, arthropods, etc., where the body can be divided into two identical left and right halves in only one plane, exhibit bilateral symmetry. The plane through which you divide is called as sagittal plane. Diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Animals in which the cells are arranged in two embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and an internal endoderm, are called as diploplastic animal. Example, coelentrates. An undifferentiated layer, mesoglia, is present in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Those animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between the ectoderm and endoderm, are called as triploplastic animals. Platyhelminthes to chordate. Coelom. Presence of or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity, which is lined by mesoderm, is called as coelom. Animals possessing coelom are called as coelomate. Example, annelids, molluscs, arthropods, echinoderms, hemichordates or chordates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present in scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Such a body cavity is called as pseudocoelom, and the animals possessing them are called as pseudocoelomates. Example, Aschelminthes. The animals in which the body cavity is absent are called acoelomate. Example, Platyhelminthes. Segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this repetition and pattern called metameric segmentation, and the phenomena is called as metamerism. The metamerism can be of two types, homomeric and heteromeric. In homomeric, every segment is same, and in heteromeric, the segments are different. In homomeric segmentation, segments contain similar elements and replicate each other in Functions. Notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animals with notochord are called as chordates, and those animals which do not form this structure are called as non-chordates. Example: Porifera to echinoderms. Classification of animals. The broad classification of Animalia, based on common fundamental features, are mentioned in the preceding section, is given in Figure 4.4. The important characteristic features of the different phyla are described. Phylum Porifera. Members of this phylum are commonly known as sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. These are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. Sponges have a water transport or canal system. Water enters through minute pores called ostia in the body into a central cavity, spongocele, from where it goes out through the osculum. This pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. Choanocytes or collar cells line the spongocele and the canals. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by skeleton made up of spicules or spongin fibers. Sexes are not separate, hermaphrodite. That is, eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by formation of gametes. Fertilization is internal and development is indirect, having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct from the adult. Example: Cycon, Spongilla, and Euspongia. Phylum Coelenterata or Nigeria. They are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile, or free-swimming, radially symmetrical animals. The name Nigeria is derived from nigerioblast or nidocytes, which contain the stinging capsule or nematocytes present on the tentacles of the body. Nidoblasts are used for anchorage, defense, and for the capture of prey. Nigerians exhibit tissue level of organization and are diploblastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with single opening, mouth on hypostome. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Some of Nigerians, example corals, have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Nigerians exhibit two basic body forms called polyp and medusa. The former is a sessile and cylindrical form like Hydra, Adamsia, etc., where the latter is umbrella-shaped and free-swimming like Aurelia or jellyfish. Those Nigerians which exhibit in both forms exhibit alternation of generation. Metagenesis. Polyps produce medusa asexually and medusa form polyps sexually. Example: Obelia. Examples: Physalia, Adamsia, Penetula, Gorgonia, Druina. Phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophores, commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies, are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical, diploblastic organism with tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates which help in locomotion. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Bioluminescence, the property of living organism to emit light, is well marked in ctenophores. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Fertilization is external and indirect development. Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Phylum Platyhelminthes. They have dorsoventrally flattened body, hence are called as flatworms. These are mostly endoparasites found in animals including human beings. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and acoelomate animals with organ level of organization. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic form. Some of them absorb nutrients from the host directly through body surface. Specialized cells called flame cells help in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. Some members like Planaria possesses high regeneration capacity. Example: Taenia, tapeworm, Fasciola, liver fluke, Planaria. Phylum Aschelminthes. The body of Aschelminthes is circular in cross section, hence the name are roundworms. They may be free-living, aquatic and terrestrial, or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworms have organ system level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and pseudocoelomate animals. Elementary canal is complete with a well-developed muscular pharynx. An excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pore. Sexes are separate, that is dioecious. Male and female are distinct. Often, females are longer than males. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct. The young ones resemble the adult or indirect. Aschelminthes female can lay about 20 million eggs at a time, 2 lakh eggs in a day. They cover over 90% of ocean surface. They show cryptobiosis, that is, stop doing metabolism for some time and becomes dead and again get alive. Example: Ascaris, roundworm, Wucheria, filarial worm and hookworm. Phylum Annelida. They may be aquatic, marine or freshwater or terrestrial. Free-living and sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of body organization and bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic, metamerically segmented and coelomate animals. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segments or metamers. Latin annulus, little ring, and hence the phylum name is Annelida. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelid, like Nereis, possesses lateral appendages called parapodia, which help in swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. Nephridia, singular nephridium, help in osmoregulation and excretion. Neural system consists of paired ganglia, single ganglion connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. Nereis, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworm and leeches are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. For example, Nereis, Ferritima, earthworm, and Hydrodenaria, blood-sucking leech. Phylum Arthropoda. This is the largest phylum of Animalia, which include insects. Over 2/3 of all named species on Earth are arthropods. They have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, segmented, and coelomate animals. The body of arthropods is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. The body consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. They have jointed appendages, arthros, joint, poda, appendages. Respiratory organs are gills, book lungs, or tracheal system. Circulatory system is of open type. Sensory organs like antenna, eyes, compound and simple, statocysts or balance organs are present. Excretion takes place through Malpighian tubules. They are mostly dioecious. Fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous. Development may be direct or indirect. Example: economically important insects: apis, honeybee, bombyx, silkworm, lucifer, lake insect, vectors, Anopheles, Culex, and Aedes mosquito. Gregarious pest, locust, living fossil, Limulus, king crab. Phylum Mollusca. This is the second largest animal phylum. Mollusks are terrestrial or aquatic, marine or freshwater, having an organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate animals. The body is covered by calcareous cell and is unsegmented with distinct head, muscular foot and visceral hump. A soft and spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called as mantle cavity, in which feather-like gills are present. They have respiratory and excretory functions. The anterior head region has sensory tentacles. The mouth contains a file-like rasping organ for feeding called radula. They are usually dioecious and oviparous with indirect development. Example: apple snail, pearl oyster, cutlerfish, squid, devilfish, sea hare, tusk shell, and chiton. Phylum Echinodermata. These animals have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicle and hence the name is Echinodermata, spiny-bodied. All are marine with organ system level of organization. The adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical, but larvae are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic and coelomate animals. Digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower ventral side and anus on the upper dorsal side. The most distinctive feature of the echinoderm is the presence of water vascular system, which help in locomotion, capture and transport of food and respiration. An excretory system is absent. Sexes are separate. Reproduction is sexual. Fertilization is usually external. Development is indirect with free-swimming larvae. Example, Asterias, starfish, echinus, sea urchin, Antedon, sea lily, Cucumeria, sea cucumber and Ophiura, brittle star. Phylum Hemichordata. Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum under Phylum Chordata, but now it is replaced as a separative phylum under Non-Chordata. This phylum consists of a small group of worm-like marine animals with organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploplastic and coelomate animals. The body is cylindrical and is composed of an anterior proboscis, a collar and a long trunk. Circulatory system is of open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. Development is indirect. Example, Balanoglossus and Saccoglossus. Phylum Chordata. Animals belonging to Phylum Chordata are fundamentally characterized by the presence of notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord and paired pharyngeal gill slits. These are bilaterally symmetrical, triploplastic coelomate with organ system level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and are in a closed circulatory system. Table 4.1 presents a comparison of silent features of chordates and non-chordates. Chordate notochord is present. In non-chordate, notochord is not absent. Chordate central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single. Non-chordate central nervous system is ventral, solid and double. Chordates pharynx perforated by gill slits. Non-chordate gill slits are absent. Chordates heart is ventral. Non-chordate heart is dorsal if present. Chordates a post-anal part tail is present. Non-chordates post-anal tail is absent. Phylum Chordata is divided into three subphyla: Urochordata, Tunicata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Subphyla Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as protochordates and are exclusively marine. In Urochordata, notochord is present only in larval tail, while in Cephalochordata, it extends from head to tail region and is persistent throughout their life. Examples of Urochordata is Acidia, Salpa, Doliolum. Cephalochordata are Branchiostoma. The members of subphylum Vertebrata possesses notochord during the embryonic period. The notochord is replaced by cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. Thus, all vertebrate are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Besides the basic chordate characteristics, Vertebrata have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3 or 4 chambers, kidneys for excretion and osmoregulation, and paired appendages which may be fins or limbs. Class Cyclostomata. All living members of the class Cyclostomata are ectoparasites on some fishes. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. Cyclostomes have a sucking and circular mouth without jaws. Their body is devoid of scales and paired fins. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. Circulation is of closed time. Cyclostomes are marine but migrate for spawning to fresh water. After spawning, within a few days they die. Their larvae, after metamorphosis, return to the ocean. Example, Petromyzon, lamprey and myzine, hagfish. Class Chondrichthyes. They are marine animals with streamlined endoskeleton. Mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout life. Gill slits are separate and without operculum. Gill cover. The skin is tough, containing minute placoid scales. Teeth are modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed. Their jaws are very powerful. These animals are predaceous. Due to absence of air bladder, they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. Some of them have electric organs, example torpedo, and some possesses poison sting, trigon. They are cold-blooded poikilotherms animal. They lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. Sexes are separate. In male, pelvic fins bear claspers, and they have an internal fertilization, and many of them are viviparous. Example: scoliodon, dogfish, prisus, sawfish, cracardon, great white shark, trigon, stingray. Class Osteichthyes. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. Their body is streamlined, mouth is mostly terminal. They have 4 pairs of gills which are covered by an operculum on each side. Skin is covered with scleroid, ctenoid scales. Air bladder is present which regulates buoyancy. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. They are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is usually external. They are mostly oviparous and development is direct. Example: marine exocutus, flying fish, hippocampus, seahorse, freshwater labio, rohu, katla, clarice, magor, aquarium betta, fighting fish, pterophyllum, angelfish. Class Amphibia. As the name indicates, amphi means dual, bios means life. Amphibians can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitat. Most of them have 2 pairs of limbs. Body is divisible into head and trunk. Tail may be present in some. The amphibian skin is moist without scales. The eyes have eyelids. A tympanum presents the ear. Alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tracts open into a common chamber called as cloaca, which opens to the exterior. Respiration is by gills, lungs and through skin. The heart is 3-chambered but 2 auricle and 1 ventricle. These are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. They are oviparous and development is direct or indirect. Example: bufo, toad, rana frog, hyla tree frog, salamandra, salamander, limbless amphibia. Class Reptilia. The class name refers to the creeping or crawling mode of locomotion, Latin repere or reptum, to creep or crawl. They are mostly terrestrial animals and their body is covered by dry and cornified skin, epidermal scales or scuds. They do not have external ear opening. Tympanum represents ear. Limbs when are present are 2 pairs. Heart is usually 3-chambered but 4-chambered in crocodile. Reptiles are poikilotherms. Snakes and lizards shed their scales as skin casks. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is indirect. Example: turtle, tortoise, tree lizard, garden lizard, crocodile, alligator, wall lizard, cobra, and viper and crate. Class Aves. The characteristic features of Aves birds are presence of feathers and most of them can fly except flightless bird ostrich. They possess beak. The forelimbs are modified into wings. The hind limbs generally have scales and are modified for walking, swimming or clasping the tree branches. Skin is dry without glands except the oil gland at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, bony, and the long bones are hollow with air cavities. Pneumatic. The digestive tract of the birds has additional chamber, the crop and the gizzard. Heart is completely 4-chambered. They are warm-blooded homeothermous animals. They are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by lungs. At sex connected to lung supplement respiration. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. Example: crow, pigeon, parrot, ostrich, peacock, penguin, vulture. Class Mammalia. They are found in a variety of habitats: polarized caps, desert, mountains, forests, grasslands and dark caves. Some of them have adapted to fly or live in water. The most unique mammalian characteristic is the presence of milk-producing gland, mammary gland, by which the young ones are nourished. They have 2 pairs of limbs, adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming or flying. The skin of the mammals is unique, possessing hair. External ears or pinnae are present. Different types of teeth are present in the jaw. Heart is 4-chambered. They are homeothermous. Respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate and fertilization is internal. They are viviparous with Few exception and development is direct. Example: ovoviparous, platypus, viviparous, kangaroo, flying fox, camel, monkey, rat, dog, cat, elephant, horse, common dolphin, blue whale, tiger, lion. The salient distinguishes feature of phylum under animal kingdom is comparatively given in